Sisters Thrift Michigan. I am here with my sister and some friends, and we are thrifting today at Elevated Market in Grand Rapids on Godfrey. I hope you guys enjoy this. We'll take you inside and have you take a look. So come on with me. Let's go.
That was good.
Okay, friends, here we are at the entrance of the Elevated Market. They just let us know that they have added a new store and all. So after we get done here, we're gonna check out the Glasshouse, which just opened about 6 weeks ago. So we're excited. We're gonna check this store out and get upstairs and see what they got. If you come to the Elevated Market, there is an elevator if you need help and assistance. They have a little bell here you ring and let them know that you're here. Otherwise, there's this big staircase that you come in that guides you up the stairs to check it out. So let's go. Hey friends, we are inside now, Elevated Market. I just want to give you a little idea of what's here when you are greeted at the top of the stairs. Cash register right as you come in. That's kind of the entrance and the exit. We have a little area up here where there's some other curated items in smaller cases. This super fun wall, which they had at their old place too. Then as you come in, there's closed right over to the side, booths, and then we're gonna go into a very large area with more. This is how we're greeted. Look at all of these cool gardening things. I love, the building itself is just fascinating. I love this look. It's definitely colorful and bright. If you like doll houses, just to give you an idea of what things are, they're totally decorated. $500 for this one. Look at this one. It's on a turnstile. It's very cool. Look at this lady in the bathtub. I'm not sure what she's doing in there, but she's got her wine in there with her. Very, very, very fun. They're on a turnstile so you can check them out. How fun is that? Okay, here's a little more fun. So here you go, dollhouse friends. My sister at Sisters Thrift loves a good dollhouse. So here we're checking out near the entrance area at the top of the stairs. Some of the area right around the front desk. It's very cool. They have that board wall and some really fun displays. Okay, I'm not sure what happened to this little friend, but she made it here without her head. It's kind of fun though. I love the flower. Okay, this little dolly reminded me of one of my sister had back in our past. We've got a whole booth of pottery here. Super cool. And then if you like jewelry, there you go. Sorry, there's a big glare off that large window, but it's very cool. This is definitely not thrifting, but it's curated for you and you don't have to pick out your own stuff. Like, look at this cute Humpty Dumpty, $16. I love that little box. This little guy, he's just darling. If you are a lover of smalls, you'll want to take a few minutes to look through this case as I did. There were so many interesting pieces and fun to look at. I enjoyed that. And then they also had this beautiful mirror that sat on top of the case. It had such an interesting shape. Loved it that it was a standalone mirror. This is a little rustic, but it's very, very pretty. I like the mirror on the top. What is this display? It's just got pieces of everything here. Pieces of games, Pez dispensers. How fun are those? Lots of game pieces, vintage bottle openers. They're very fun. This is how you're greeted when you walk in. It's just so cool. Oh, hello. I think there's a few haunted dolls throughout the whole place too. So friends, I walked to the back of this place. Everything is booths, so I mean, there's all different styles here for sure. How cute is this summer purse basket? I love that, 22 bucks, super cute. So here I am inside, especially loved for right now, because we're kind of in the summer and Labor Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July. These Anchor hockey and glasses. These are a set of 5 and they are $35. So not a bad price at all, and they're very fun. In one of the pottery studios here, give you an idea of what they run. I saw this really cool bowl. I love this. It's just really, it's studio art. It was $34, large sauce pot. And they also had this vase. This is $19.95. What a cool thing to be able to stick some little, little forks or spoons or things like that. If you're doing a buffet, you could use this for flowers. Very versatile, and I love the colors and the neutral tones in it. It's just really pretty for 20 bucks. In the same booth, they also had this vintage pottery pedestal bowl, and it looked like it could be a planter. It's got a matte finish, and it's $12.50. So I think that's a perfect price for that. I really love the way they have the vignettes set up here. They're just so beautiful. Looks like a dining room set already ready for us to go. I love this beautiful mirror. $225. It's, when you're used to thrifting, I think sometimes it's hard to pay something like that. However, when I look at this, it is in great condition. It's perfect. It's one of those things that completes a wall. I mean, it is just a stunning, stunning mirror. I think it's also interesting when you look for pieces of furniture, you can find them here. It says retro and wood revival, 20% off summer sale. I really love this industrial bar. It could have been a TV stand too. It was on the 20% off sale, and I thought it was such a good buy. It was really a fun design. In the midst of these booths, there's some beautiful milk glass. I know this is something I thrift quite frequently, so it's fun for me to see it here, see what people are selling it for. I know, sometimes I can pick that up at the thrift store, but sometimes you need an extra piece or two, and that's really fun. Okay, friends, how interesting are these? Maybe they're the earlier version of Crocs. Vintage raffia children's moccasins, $18. How interesting is that? Okay, I love this wooden carved bowl with the lid, $12. That seems really reasonable. I also really like that. If that were deep green, it would be mine for sure. It's just not my color palette, but very, very pretty things on that shelf. And this piece is stunning. You don't see a price tag on it, but man, if I had room in my house, it would be there. I love it. Okay, here's another cool piece. I just love the way the wood is on this, and actually the fabric is in great shape. It doesn't have a tag on it, so I'm not sure how much it is, but I just really think that would make a nice, like if you just needed one chair somewhere, that would be perfect. Okay, Fiesta Wear friends, here's your stop. Here's your sign to come to Elevated Market. So I really think I had these glasses. I think they're quite beautiful. They're gone now from my house, but I could buy them back for $20 for a set of 4. I think they're really pretty. I absolutely love this lucite chair. I love the industrial leg on it. I absolutely love this table at $125. It had the metal on the bottom, the wood as you went up, and then the wood top. The claw feet just made it. And then also, as we went on, there was a butterfly tray right next to it. Love that with the gold design on it. It was really cool with the black tray. I found these little cloche boxes. They were so cute. They had that same butterfly type theme, and they were in the same booth right next to the butterfly tray. I love those little natural looking elements in the house. They really lend a lot in the fall and make things look very interesting. Sorry, you're going to hear some voicing over on all of this for the rest of the time because their music was very loud and really hitting the recording. So sorry about that, guys. I'm just continuing to show you a little bit of the booth where they had the 20% off. They had really nice displays. Even had some evergreens, things in there for the holiday, a little bit holiday, but mostly items that just were very nature inspired and colorful glass. I love to look at their things. 20% off makes it even more enticing. I found it so interesting that each booth had its own personality. This one had a dark and moody vibe, and I love the basket sorter thing. It reminded me so much of when I was young and used to go to a swim club, and they had that in our town. You used to throw your swimsuits in there. It's a cool sorter. And then at this booth, it really had a lot of beautiful artwork, some botanicals and interesting art that looked like it was sketched. It was very, very pretty and well displayed. I love that piece there with the peacock on it carved. It was cool. Here I am just trying out some furniture. It was beautiful. I am always on the lookout for cloches, but I've never seen one with a bug on it like that. It was on both sides and it was very cool. I certainly have never seen a picture like this one. As a doll head lover, I really like these bookends for $40. So my daughter Haley was shopping with us and was pointing out some cute spoons she saw. Couldn't leave her on there because the music was too loud. He also pointed out this booth that she thought was just adorable. I really enjoyed this booth with all artwork. I focused in on one that was over, it was the back of a deer statue in a yard. It reminded me of one my grandma had right across the street from her growing up and just brought back a lot of feels. Haley and I also enjoyed looking at this booth. They had some interesting pictures over here of, I think they're little people or something. They were kind of wild, but they were artistic, I guess. We enjoyed checking it all out, though. I enjoyed looking over here at this area. The doll caught my eye, and then my eyes went up higher. I noticed these display pieces. I thought they were very interesting and would be a great way to elevate your little smalls on a countertop or on a bookshelf or something. They weren't for sale, at least that I could see, and I was disappointed in that. As I'm a doll rescuer, this caught my eye also. This girl with her one leg, I think she's a new example of a leg lamp. I'm not sure, but I thought she was fun. I caught Haley powdering up in the mirror, but I had to laugh at that and leave it in the video. But they did have really cool pieces of furniture and didn't want to miss out on this one, even though she was in front of it. Love this display. They just really had this interesting, I guess, basket with a funeral mask on it. They have some crazy things in here, but really entertaining. I love the bust up here at the top. You really got to look up at this store because there's things everywhere. I really like this little box. That's cool. Here's some more studio pottery pieces, and they just had a wealth of them in here. I loved being able to really see the different styles and different colors and glazes on each of their different pottery booths. And of course, you know, when I spotted the little baby carriage, I had to check out the price here, $16. I had just seen one at Goodwill last week and it had a little short on it, so interesting. Okay, sister thrifters, as a tchotch lover, this was my paradise right here, getting to look through everything in this cabinet. It was so fun. So right in the main area, they have a lot of mirrors. They have this cool dresser set up, and I love these lamps. They were $198 for two of them. very Art Deco. And they just really had a lot of styling going on in this area. This is the area at Christmas time that's set up with trees all the way down right outside the restrooms. But right now at this time of year, they have furniture, a lot of decor pieces, including a lot of mirrors and obviously mantelpieces. I love a good scale. All of these scales that are sitting out here, I've seen them at even at estate sales and stuff. Their prices were pretty comparable. I really enjoyed checking them out. Here we are giving you just a little panoramic view of the place and all the things that are in the surrounding area. They just really had a lot of stuff that was fun to see. Elevated Market even provided popcorn by the bag for their customers, which is so sweet. They're just the best. Everywhere you look here, there's inspiration. It's just a delight to see. We all love this globe. It was a little on the high side. It was $400. Definitely something I'd never seen before, but I'll definitely look for one. So Haley and I enthusiastically checked out the vintage and I guess dated clothes. Some of them aren't too vintage, but she was showing me a jacket that looks similar to one I have. We found a rag and bone sweater. We found vintage Abercrombie. There were so many interesting jackets in there and capes with dresses and things like that. We just had a blast looking at them. There was also a leather jacket coming up that was just really cool. It was all studded and interesting. I mean, things that we'd never seen before. So we really enjoyed looking through those and checking them out. Next, we're moving on to Glasshouse. Let's go. Okay, so we just exited Elevated Market. They directed us over here to show the Glasshouse. So we're gonna go in there. We're hoping it's not gonna be too hot because it's very warm. Sorry, very warm today. So we're gonna check this place out. It's new. Oh my goodness, friends, check this out. Look at this mirror. Wow. Look at these little, look at these guys. Look at the eyeballs. Ooh, very interesting. This place is cool, for sure. These are all the plants that I would kill if I took them home. And here we are. Here's my sister from Sister's Thrift in Chicago. So we're thrifting in Michigan today. Oh, you guys, this place is just so cool. You would love it. It's just fun. Okay, friends, so they have a flea market every weekend, and they are also going to be an art prize venue. This place has got a lot of cool art when you come in. They support local artists. I'm trying to give you a view of this. It's very interesting. Okay, we are at the Glass House right next door to Elevated Market. We just were getting a little update from the gals who work here telling us this is an 80s, 90s vibe here, a little retro. They're a little bit different than the Elevated Market. Still booths, still curated, but a lot of artists and interesting things from that era. So check it out. They're going to be at our prize venue also in September, at the end of September and early October. And they have a flea market every weekend. So check that out also. Okay, here we are. Check out this little booth. I love all the nature scenes here. It's so cute. So well done. Sorry, the music came on and I had to voice over. This had a dark room vibe in this booth, and it had a lot of cameras, a lot of really interesting photo memorabilia. Looking at this booth, it really had some cool beeswax candles and plants, but mostly the beeswax caught my eye. There were just so many areas that different types of beeswax displays, and I loved this candle for The way that it had the embedded floral in it, I just thought it was really pretty. So I took a little look around to show you. Okay, friends, check this one out. I love the vibe of this booth and all the retro thrifted metal. Just think, I love all this metal stuff. It's so cool. Just realized how often I say cool, but it's very cool. This booth had a lot of really pretty art. And then, excuse me, and then also this interesting art, which, you know, I kind of like things that are a little bit creepy. So that one appealed to me. I could not pass by this Farrah Fawcett poster without commenting on it. I remember being in junior high and that being the poster of the year. I mean, she was the it girl that everybody wanted to be in the 70s. That was iconic. This booth had a lot of cool block print and it was really fun stuff. They just had a really nice sense of what they were. They had this cool little witch that I think she was supposed to be their shop witch, and there was my sister making a new friend. Sister's thrifting. See, rescuer of dolls. I noticed this little doll did not get rescued. She got pinned up. So I'm not sure if that was better or worse than being in the bins. Something I loved about Glasshouse is the use of their space. They go vertically and really use the upper space. I had to wait a while to get into this booth because there was someone in it and it took a while to look at everything. So I really enjoyed checking out their display here. They had a hubcap behind on the wall, and I just recently got one. My sister brought me one that was a Studebaker. My dad was a Studebaker dealer, so I love seeing it on that wall because I think I'm going to feature it on my little feature wall. Looking at all their postcards, it was really interesting to see those. I've used those before as artwork. They had a Pee Wee Herman up above. They had a really good eclectic a group of things to look at and to purchase here. It was fun to see, including those fish that were about $225. There was a funny little ashtray that said we got a kick out of Florida. This vintage clothing booth had not only clothing, but purses, shoes. It had it all, both men's and women's. I love the display. They had done a great job adding a few tchotch things there, and even their mirror was beautiful. They definitely had a lot of really interesting items in there. Then, as you moved out of there, they had displayed a really cute purse inside a frame, just open. I love that. Then they had a booth nearby that had children's items, and they were so sweet. This was just really an interesting booth also for, this was I want to say a Fisher Price item, and I'd never seen one like it. Anyway, I really enjoyed checking that out too. You know how instant relatives were a thing for a while there? They were very antique old people. Now you're getting instant relatives from the 80s and 90s. This is fun for those of you who are decorating a nursery and need something a little more vintagey. Don't want to do the Pottery Barn or whatever. Come check this out. Look at these little clothes. Oh my gosh. How cute is that? Look at this sweet little. So prices are $4 for this Carter sweatshirt. So definitely not unreasonable. Here's a little baby Gap, $5 red dress. So sweet. Now you get vintage and it's $30, so a little more for the vintage. This little sweet dress, $12. So cute. I'm loving this. How sweet is that? So as the bag says, out of office, busy thrifting, we are going to head out of Elevated Market and Glasshouse and say sayonara and do some thrifting. But in the meantime, I would encourage you to come if you can make it on a weekend when they have a flea market. It's a great time to check out all their cool booths and get some inspiration of, even if you're just thrifting, check it out. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe.